Module 2, Setting Up an Introduction to Drawing. Hi, Joe Cerrone, CAD 134. Today we're going to take a look at creating these bonus drawings. The bonus drawings were taken from our previous version of the textbook. And if we look at the syllabus, we've got the course set to be taught using AutoCAD 2023 for the interior designer, using this book by Dean Muscio, interior designer, and it's up to date and current. The book that we used previously was out of print, but we have a lot of good assignments on it, and so it's a great way to do some extra work that's not required, but we have quite a bit of content, and it's really very good content where it's very specific with additional exercises. And so today we'll be using that in our bonus area under Content, Module 2. Bonus exercises are not required, but they're a great way to improve your CAD skills. And so here's bonus exercise number 1. I'm going to download that, and I'm going to open it. And so here we are in our AutoCAD, and we have this template, and it's set up with the layers being locked, and what we're going to do is we're just going to trace over it. And so we have what's called a grid and a snap enabled on this drawing. And so to view that, what we're going to do is we're going to go to this little arrow down next to the paper airplane, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the menu bar, and then I'm going to show the menu bar. And this is the menu bar here. And what it does is it uses words for the commands, whereas a lot of the newer AutoCAD commands will just use glyphs or pictures. And so I like to have both of the menus on, or at least the menu on, which is this menu bar across the top. And then we have the ribbon, which is right over here. And so we have draw commands, and we have modify commands, and we can pin these to see them. Commands like line, if we hover the cursor over the command, we'll get content sensitive help. And so it shows you the mouse clicks in green, 1, 2, and 3, and then the results of that showing how the line command is created. Same thing for things like drawing circles. In this example, we're going to draw donuts. And so I turned on the menu bar here so that we can use the Tools Drafting Display command. And the first tab is Snap and Grid, and we're going to make sure that Snap is enabled and Grid is on. The other tabs like Polar Tracking, Object Snap, and 3DO Snap can be off, and so they're disabled. And we're going to OK that. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the donut command, and it tells us that the donut command, like drawing this symbol for ADA, is used to draw a circle that's filled. And so some of the applications for that would be like this electrical schematic or signage. And so we have a lot of students that will take courses like this, not just for interior design, but for general design type work. And this is a good example of a nice general design exercise just to learn how to use the draw commands. And so we're going to select the donut, and then it comes back and gives us feedback. It says specify the inside diameter of the donut, and it's going to be 0 because there is no inside ID. It would be like a hole. And the outside diameter, the way we have the grid set up, is the grid is set up in 1/4 inch increments, and so each square is 0.25, and so we have 2 squares which would be 1/4 inch each, and so that's a 1/2 inch diameter. And so here we're going to type in 1/2, enter, and then you can see it kind of gives me some feedback. I'm not sure why my computer froze there, but if I click here, Now it will place that, and then if I move the mouse and pan it, and you can pan over here with the pan command, or you can simply turn the wheel on the mouse or push the wheel on the mouse for being able to pan and zoom. And so I'll put these on here. You'll notice that it's very precise if I put these in here, and then if I right click I can hit enter and it will place those donuts in the drawing on this solid layer in this magenta or purple color. Alrighty, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use lines, and we're going to draw these lines here. And so we'll go to the line command, and we can select the line command. The command prompt will say line first point. Again, if we hover over the command, we can see the technique. The mouse clicks are in green there, and so point 1 would be a mouse click, left button, 2 would be left button. And when you click, it's click and let go of the button. You don't need to hold the button down and drag. And so I'll just bring this out. And notice that the CAD system measures the lines that we create. And this is what's really great about working with CAD, is that it's very precise. And so I can create these lines. If I hit enter or right mouse click and enter, it will pick up the pencil. I can go back to the line command and get another line. If you need to zoom in, it's great, because you don't have to worry about magnification things. Nice thing about working with CAD is that you can make things really, really big, and it allows you to be more precise with their placement. Right mouse click, repeat line command, and then I'll create the other lines. Right mouse click, enter. Line command. If you make a mistake, if you put this here by accident, then it starts going kind of crazy. Hit the escape key. That will cancel the command. Escape is a great command because it allows you to bail out of a command that's not working. You can erase things with the erase command by selecting them and then hitting the enter key. Or you can click on them with a grip and erase them as well. Continuing, line command, zoom in, click, left mouse button, right mouse button, enter. Line command, right mouse click, enter. Line command, and you could also hit the escape key. There's a lot of ways to do the same thing. You could type in L for line, or you can type in the entire word, and it'll give you, as you type in content sensitive help, everything that begins with the L command, or every command that begins with the letter L. Alrighty. You may notice that my lines are thicker than the ones that are on there. That's because of this button right here called line weights. Line weights off, line weights on. And line weights are an important component for drafting because your eye notices the thickness of the lines, and you'll read those thicker lines first before you read the thinner lines. And so we'll use line weights in our layers as we develop our CAD skills. To ensure that you see the line weights, over here in the customization, I think they call this the triple cheeseburger, I basically tell people just put everything on. Have everything checked off there. And then you can click on it. And we can then create the last geometry here. And so we'll zoom in. And we're really not so much worried about how long this line is. It's 1 11/16. At this point, we're using it as a drafting tool to draw things. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create these two ellipses. And the ellipse command is located right here. I like to use the center command for it. If we hover long enough, we can see the command. The first mouse click will be the center of the ellipse. The second will be the first axis, and the third will be the second axis. So we go center, and then we click right here in the center, and then I'm going to go and choose this as my first axis. And then as I bring it over here, you can zoom in by turning the mouse while you're in a command and click for the left mouse button to create the second one. We'll do that again. Ellipse center. And then we have a few lines. If we turn off the grid, we can see them. Just a couple lines that are left. We can turn the grid back on. Same with the snap. We can turn on and off snap with these speed buttons. But we want snap to be on because the lines are more precise. When we draw with snap on, if I were to draw a little square here, it's going to be the size of my grid. It's going to be 0.25 or 1/4 of an inch by 0.25. And then if I wanted to analyze that, this is what we love about CAD, is that it will give me that information so I can see what size that is based on the mathematical abilities of the computer. And then I can go and delete that with the pencil eraser and add the last couple of lines. Right mouse click terminates the command, and then a right mouse click will allow you to repeat it. Alrighty, pushing the middle mouse wheel will pan it, turning the wheel will zoom it. I'm going to put my name on here, so we're going to go here to the text command. I like to use multi-line text, and you just put a little box on it, and you can put in your name. And we're going to call this Module 2, Bonus 1. And then you can hit the green check mark up here in the ribbon, and that will put your name on the text. Alrighty, I'm going to save the file, and so I'm going to go File, Save As. And there's many ways to use the same command. You can go to the big red A, and you can use Save, or you can use Save As. I'm going to save this to my downloads. I'm going to change the axis to my initials. It's a good way to keep organized. It will save the drawing as a .dwg file. It'll save it as my initials bonus 2 drawing 1 .dwg in my downloads. It gives you a little glyph to show you what the preview looks like. We'll hit save. And then we can turn that drawing in by going into our D2L course shell. And if I go to the Assignments tab for Module 2, I can turn in the drawing. And so here it is, Chapter 2. If I click on that folder, I can go and add a file, My Computer, and you can either use My Computer or like a File Explorer and just drag and drop the file in here, or you can select Upload, and I'll just go into my downloads and grab it. You can see it populates. We say Add. There it is, one file to submit. You can add a note or a comment. And it's a good way to share content. And so if you have some difficulty with something, you could turn in the assignment saying, I'm having some difficulty with grid and snap. Could you assist me? Here's my drawing. And it allows us to communicate online and share files. And so here I've added my file, put in a little note. I'm going to say submit, and it'll tell you the file has been submitted successfully, and you'll get a notification that tells you the drawing has been submitted. I'm going to go back to the main splash page. This ends the video recording for the bonus drawing from Module 2.